701. To unify all dharma, laws and regulations into the greatest creator's will and all religions, beliefs, schools of thought into one uniform belief system, the world will be one family, a stateless world will be in great harmony. These are the main themes of the new era. 702. Families, states, political parties and religions are the root causes of the following. Pollution of the Earth's environment. A global polarization of the rich and the poor. Unfair and irrational allocation of resources. A turbulent world with severe crises. The hardships of working and lower class. A huge waste of human and material resources. 703. The world should move toward unification and become a global community. It is best to strengthen the role and function of the United Nations continuously for it to eventually become the global government. 704. Everyone in the world should regard themselves as citizens of Earth, not merely those of regions or countries. 705. The Earth belongs to all its citizens. Everyone has the right to migrate and move freely throughout it. 706. When all is unified into the One, everything can benefit from the power of the One. A sky, by attaining the oneness, became clear. Earth, by attaining the oneness, became peaceful. A spirit, by attaining the oneness, became divine. True nature is like an empty valley, and by attaining the oneness, it became fully productive. All things, by attaining the oneness, became alive. Saints, by attaining the oneness, can bring peace and prosperity to the world. The whole of mankind can have only one government, one belief system, and one order. We can only have one goal, one wish, one path to build, and one road to follow all through our lives, because otherwise it will be impossible to achieve clearness, peace, divinity, and fullness. Excess breeds confusion and heterogeneity causes miscellaneous. Only when all dharma, laws and regulations are unified into the greatest creator's will and all religions, beliefs, schools of thought are unified into one uniform belief system, and the whole world becomes one family, people can hold the oneness. With the oneness, everyone will enjoy harmony, peace, auspiciousness, favorable weather, and happy, joyful, free, and blessed lives. 707. Single people should be Chosina's leaders in all regions. Single people are more selfless and open-minded, and they are less tied and troubled than those who have their own families. Basically, single leaders are better than those who are in familial relationships because they are more in line with the interests of the general public. 708. Localismand nationalism are symbols of barbarism and fatuity. No affairs on earth belong to any particular nation or local adherents. Rather, they belong to the whole of humanity. The administrations of every region should be exercised, not by the people chosen from among the locals or from among local nations, but by the most outstanding talents selected from the whole of humanity. It will only be when all the talented are not ignored, but rather are entrusted with important missions, that the whole world will be united as one family and the toiling multitudes will obtain freedom and happiness. 709. All affairs in the world are of concerto all citizens of the earth. Everyone has their natural right to condemn and intervene in the affairs in any corner of the world, and the same applies to the affairs of all countries, political parties, religions, nationalities, and organizations. 710. The most important universal values to believe the greatest creator, which is the cornerstone of all universal values.
Faitas notu cinctu duvit religion.
711. On the first day of 2018, mankind entered the new era, namely the Life-Chanuen era. The symbol of this is that we have prepared a huge theoretical system for mankind to enter the new era. We have obtained successful experience of resolving all problems in practice. At the same time, the international family has come into being at the legal level. The number of single people who are unwilling to marry has increased worldwide. The divorce rate has risen dramatically. Visa policies of many countries are becoming simpler. All these are significant indicators that the world has entered the new era. 712. The change softening ser not decided be people's free will. Mountain scannet stops spring from coming. Went hearth is frozen. Everything looks solid and strong. But when the spring wind blows, snow and ice melt and fresh grasses live. Families, states, political parties, and religions seem very strong. But even they will inevitably collapse when the wind of the new era blows. Nothing is indestructible. 713. In the new era, people will need neither management be law nor management be people, but management be Tao, the Koryof which is taking the way of the greatest creator. The Koryof, the greatest creator's way, is nature's way, and the Koryof nature's way is the harmonious coexistence of humans, society, and nature. 714. The way for people to get along is to make each other feel happy, joyful, free, and blessed. 715. The way for people to get along with society is: the talented will be put to good use and the whole world will be one family. No one will pocket anything found on the ground, and doors are not bolted at night. People share bliss and shoulder misfortune together. Affairs are coordinated globally and all resources are shared. 716. The way for people to get along with nature is to keep mountains green, the sky blue, mountains and rivers beautiful, soil rich, water clean and clear with abundant fish and shrimp, to protect wild animals from harm, poultry and livestock from abuse, with singing birds and fragrant flowers everywhere, and favorable weather will abound throughout the year. 717. In the new era, life genuine funeral ceremonies are implemented. The body is cremated and the ashes are scattered across rivers, lakes, seas, green mountains, and fields. This dispenses with the building of tombs, the keeping of ashes, the establishment of memorials, and all marks and trace off the deceased. 718. In the new era, no one will celebrate birthdays but only natural festivals such as Spring Festival, Qingming Festival, Tomb Sweeping Day, Mid-Autumn Festival, and Water Splashing Festival, and there are no celebrations or festivals related to gods, Buddhas, celestial beings, people, states, political parties, religions, or militaries, including Christmas, Buddha's birthday, and so on. 719. In the new era, people will no longer exchange gifts. They will no longer hold celebrations or receive gifts for relocations, promotions, birthdays, or other affairs. 720. In the new era, churches, Buddhist temples, mosques, and Taoist abbeys will no longer be built. 721. In the new era, the interests of all humankind will be above those of the local and the individual. Personal and local interests will be subjected to the interests of all humankind. 722. Let the talented bring their genius into full play and make the best use of everything. Let everyone work and have shelter. 723. Saints manage affairs by reducing interference and civilize people wordlessly. 724. Do not honor the virtuous so that the people will not fight. 725. Prize not rare objects so that the people shall not steal. 726. Shut out from sight the things of desire, so that the people's hearts shall not be disturbed. 727. The perfect saints abandon wisdom, the greatest benevolence abandons righteousness, the highest artifice abandons prophets. 728. Tao manifests itself in nature and renounces all ethical sermons. 729. Accomplish but claim no credit. 730. For he who attains Tao, indwelling, he is wise to choose the pure land. In heart, he goes deep into peace and the profound. In dealing with others, he is sincere and kind. In words, he is honest and trustworthy. In governing, he is good at handling with fair. In work and life, he is able to utilize people's ability. In action, he is aware of grabbing the best timing. 731. Fill your hall with gold and jade, but you will be unable to safeguard them. Arrogance with wealth and power sows the seeds off one's own downfall. Retire after accomplishing. This conforms to Tao natural law. 732. By the existence of things we profit. By the non-existence of things we are served. 733. Those who value the world as themselves may be entrusted with the government of the world. Those who love the world as themselves may be entrusted to care for the world. 734. You will reach that with which you resonate. Those who resonate with Tao will unite with Tao. Those who resonate with virtue will attain virtue. Those who resonate with pessimism and negativity will fail. Those who resonate with the devil will be welcomed by him. 735. Good runners leave no tracks. Good speeches leave no flaws for attack. Good reckoners make use of no counters. Well-shut doors make use of no bolts yet cannot be opened. Well-tied knots make use of no rope yet cannot be untied. Sages are good at helping people display their talents fully. Therefore no one is deserted. They are good at making the best use of things. Therefore nothing is useless. 736. The divine method for managing the world is to follow Tao and not to try to control anything through human interference. He who makes it spoils it. He who holds it loses it. 737. Eliminate extremes, extravagance, and arrogance. 738. Superior virtue has no intention to be virtuous and thus is virtue. Inferior virtue cannot let go of virtue and thus is not virtue. 739. With the presences of Tao, virtue need not to be mentioned. With the presence of virtue, benevolence need not to be mentioned. With the presence of benevolence, righteousness need not to be mentioned. With the presence of righteousness, courtesy need not to be mentioned. Courtesy mainly refers to rules, laws, and regulations. 740. There is no greater disaster than insatiability and no greater fault than excessive desire. 741. When governments are gentle and clean, their people become honest and loyal, but when they control strictly and severely, their people become cunning and discontented. Good fortune lies within bad and bad fortune lurks within good. 742. The way of Tao benefits all but harms none. The way of saints accomplishes but does not contend. 743. In the new era, everyone initial cultivationto be free from decesito thigria test extant. Health cultivation needs the cultivation officence, chi, spirit, and body. Before health cultivation, we need mind cultivation. Before mind cultivation, we need virtue cultivation. Before virtue cultivation, we need to enter Tao. Those who are good at health cultivation can offer preventative treatments for diseases. Less speech nourishes the internal chi. Preventing a distraught mind nourishes the spirit chi. A mild taste nourishes the blood chi. Avoiding anger nourishes the lung chi. Eating moderately nourishes the stomach chi. Less thought nourishes the liver chi. Less desire nourishes the heart chi. Less lust nourishes the essence chi. Before you can cultivate your body, you first must calm your mind and be free from fuss, worry, attachments, delusions, lust, greed, and indulgence. Settle your inner spirit while keeping your desire out. 744. Overeating causes one to become overweight. Indulgence in lust makes the spirit turbid. Excessive thoughts disturb our minds. A mind without peace prevents sharp spiritual perceptions. without which Tao cannot be attained. A troubled heart will leave us exhausted. Excessive physical exertion will leave us feeble. An overweary spirit will make us weak. Expending too much qi will finish us. Being free from anxiety and stress will allow our spirit to be sufficient. Speaking less will allow our qi to be sufficient. Being free from lust will allow our essence to be sufficient. Meat eaters have thick auras. Vegetarians have clean auras. Grain eaters are wise. Qi eaters possess high spirits. 745. Anger drives qi up. Joy smoothens qi. Sadness vanishes qi. Fear lowers qi. Coldness restrains qi. Heat allows qi to escape. A shock scatters qi. Overexertion expends qi. Thinking blocks qi. Silence generates qi. Watching for too long hurts the blood. Lying in bed for too long hurts qi. Sitting for too long hurts the flesh. Standing for too long hurts the bones. Walking for too long hurts the tendons. 746. Eat moderately, sleep regularly, do not overwork or overuse your mind or body. Those who are frightened and have excessive thoughts will harm their spirits. Those who are very happy and joyous will be too distracted to preserve their spirits. Those who are sorrowful will block their flow of qi. Those who are angry will be confused so not cured. Those who have fears will not restrain and quiet their spirits. 747. Remaining calm and indifferent to fame and fortune will prevent misery from approaching and evil from invading. Physical exercise will keep your body healthy. Reducing your lust will preserve your spiritual health. Talking less will maintain your blessings sufficiently. Guard your eyes from improper sights, your ears from improper words, your nose from foul odors, your mouth from strong flavors and poison, and your mind from considering deceptive actions. 748. When you love someone, do not love them too much. When you hate someone, do not hate them too much. Keep fewer words in your mouth, less food in your stomach, fewer thoughts in your mind, and get less sleep at night. Excessive sleep makes your spirit turbid. Frequent drunkenness makes your kiss scatter. Excessive sweating hurts your blood, and exhaustion of strength damages your body. Moving continuously without resting disturbs your ki and frightens your spirit. Ascending to extreme heights may scare you out of your wits. 749. Remain undisturbed, whether you are granted favor or subjected to humiliation, and your liver will be peaceful. Remain deferential and grateful whether in stillness or motion, and your heart will be calm. Eat moderately, and your spleen will not leak. Practice pranayama and less speech, and your lungs will be sound. Desiring less and staying indifferent to fame and gain will keep your kidneys healthy. Eat before you are hungry, but stop before you are full. Overeating harms your spleen, but hunger harms your stomach, and excessive thirst hurts your blood, but overdrinking hurts your qi. Never overeat when hungry or overdrink when thirsty to avoid food expansion and hurting your heart and lungs. Prevent the wind from blowing against your back, for no one enjoys longevity when the back of their head is constantly blown upon. 750. Anger weakens your ki and illnesses will invade when your ki is weak. Thoughts damage your spirit, and your heart is pranito betide when your spiritus tired. Avoid extremis off joy and sorrow. Eat a balanced diet. Do not get drunk at night, and most importantly, never allow yourself to feel rage in the morning. Do not see, hear, speak, or think about evil or improperness. Purify your heart and restrict your desires. Empty your brain, and then attain quietness in motion. Let your heart be at ease and your kidneys at rest, and lead restful lives. 751. Consolidate your liver's essence, or your eyes will be dizzy and lackluster. Consolidate your lungs' essence, or your muscles will atrophy and be weak. Consolidate your kidneys' essence, or your spirit and chi will be weak. Consolidate your spleen's essence, or your hair will fall out and your teeth will decay. Do not overwork, for that will damage your chi. Do not remain immobile, for that will coagulate your blood and block your chi. Enjoy a long life by not overusing your body or draining your essence. Let your eyes look without seeing, your ears listen without hearing, and keep your mind from thinking excessively to avoid overconsuming your spirit. Then your spirit will guard your body and give you longevity. 752. There are 8 unlivable places. 1. Amid dirt and clutter. 2. Amid loud noise. 3. Amid negativity and trouble. 4. Amid hustle and bustle. 5. High, elevated places. 6. Amid gloom and dampness. 7. Amid poor ventilation. 8. Around graves and temples. 753. Those who value their lives do not harm their bodies by overnourishing themselves even when they have wealth and rank, nor do they exhaust their bodies for profit in order to rise above poverty and low status. We can often shake our desires off to attain calmness and purify our minds to achieve serene spirits. Overusing our brains, worrying, having sorrow, sadness, excessive joy, fear, endless anger, anxiety over what has been wished, and disharmony between yin and yang all hurt people. 754. Water has its source, so surely it flows far. Trees have their roots, so surely they are leafy. Houses have their bases, so surely their pillars stand upright. People have their essence, so surely they live long lives. 755. Your pillow must be neither too high nor too low. Being too high causes your liver to shrink, but being too low causes your lungs to shrink. Tears from your eyes indicate leaks from your liver. Mucus from your nose indicates leaks from your lungs. Saliva from your mouth indicates leaks from your kidneys. Sweating while awake indicates leaks from your heart. Sweating while asleep indicates leaks from your small intestines. Drooling while asleep indicates leaks from your brain. Dreaming of intimacy with ghosts indicates leaks of your spirit. Lustful people show leaks from their own bodies. One with a full spirit wants no sleep, one with full chi wants no food, and one with full essence wants no lust. 756. Theta buffa deus overeating, theta buffa mont his getting extraordinarily drunk, theta buffa yearies excessive work and rage, and theta buffa lifetime eyes bang of ten beliden theorly morning. Embrace the one, keeping peace while neither worrying nor scheming. Sadness causes streams of tears, bitterness causes your nose to run, anger generates goiter, and rage causes deep-rooted ulcers. Your chi follows what your heart desires and gathers where your heart stays, which can generate anything. Therefore, great people restrain their grief and bitterness and refrain from anger. 757. Lack of physical bonding between sexual partners, yin and yang, causes disestueto bloodstasis and stagnation. Therefore, those who remain celibaty and abstinent pernito be sickly and short-lived. Wily excess of indulgence and lust will damage their lives. Rich food smooths the intestines but also causes phlegm. Breakfasts should be mild and early, lunches should be rich and full, and dinners should be small. Following these rules, one can have a long and healthy life. 758. Lead a leisurely and unrestrained life you with neither cravings nor painstaking effort. Feel content no matter where you are or what you're doing. Without overusing your kidneys, your essence is preserved. Without overusing your body, your chi is preserved. Without overusing your heart, your spiritus preserved. When your essence, chi, and spirit are perfectly preserved, you will become naturally immortal. 759. It is no discreto be poor and low, but it is to flatter and beg others when you are. It is no honor to gain wealth and rank, but it is to benefit the world with what you have gained. 760. Gaining fame and wealth improperly invites fortunito become misfortune, but enduring hardships and poverty, that are the hardest to bear invites bitterness to become sweetness. 761. Misfortune comes very easily from wealth and rank. We must stay loyal, honest, and humble to avoid great trouble. Fortunes and blessings are destined. We must remain thrifty and simple to extend their time with us. 762. Everyone is born with a conscience. Once we lose it, then we would be no higher than beasts. Saints and sages teach people the right way. By deviating from it, people will always go through thistles and thorns. 763. There are no fools in the world. So how can one deceive others? Suffering is everywhere. So how can one enjoy leisure alone? 764. Material wealth causes wise people to lose their wills, but foolish people to sin more. In either case, passing the material wealth that one has accumulated on to their children does irreparable harm. 765. People might not encounter difficulties, but they should not forget about the existence of adversity. Flukes happen, but people should not keep them on their minds. 766. It is sinful to fly flags and beat drums for the wrong routes. 767. People need to be down to earth when performing meritorious deeds because remaining even slightly lustful for fame will misdirect them toward achieving the wrong goals. Preaching and self-cultivation should be based on non-utilitarian thought. If one cares more for success or material gain, then they will descend into vulgarity. 768. With a head that is constantly clear, one can avoid heavenly punishments. With a spotlessly clean conscience, one can untie the divine mesh. 769. A merciful attitude is the root that sprouts to make all living beings survive and grow, and the moral corrigetto refrain from doing wrong can be a tower of strength for the world. Therefore, a man of noble character bears neither to harm an insect nor to embezzle a single penny. This way, they benefit and set a noble spirit for all humans and natural beings. 770. To find the truth when fame and fortune disappear, you will reduce your cravings. To find the cause of your suffering from adversity, you will stop your complaining. 771. Heaven offers small blessings to make you feel proud before sending serious disasters. Do not rejoice excessively when they come because the important thing is how well you handle them. Heaven also offers small setbacks to admonish you before sending great fortunes. Do not feel discouraged when they come because the important thing is how well you survive them. 772. How long are our lives? Fighting with others for fame and fortune wastes our lives, which are as short as the sparks from flint stones knocking against iron. How big can it be, the world where people compete with each other? It is tiny as a snail's antenna in such a vast universe. 773. When we accept that successes and failures coexist within our lives, it becomes unnecessary to pursue successes too fervently. When we acknowledge that life and death are each other's roots, it becomes unnecessary to take all means to protect our health. 774. Those who lead easy and wealthy lives should learn the pain of the poor and underprivileged, and those who are young and strong should understand the bitterness of the old and feeble. 775. Do not reproach others for small faults. Do not reveal their private matters. Do not bear grudges against them. Refraining from doing those three things helps to cultivation's moral character and to avoid disaster. (776) Those who make others happy have rich hearts. Those who bring joy to others have rich spirits. Those who make others feel blessed have material wealth. 777. The pursuit of life leads to endless troubles, but the pursuit of death leads to endless benefits. 778. Those who oppress the poor insult their creator, but those who are kin to them honor theirs. 779. Laying good foundations in advance is better than setting up tents and building houses hastily on sandy beaches. Improving the soil first is better than sowing seeds in barren fields for quick results. 780. Do not affect the interests of the group for the sake of a small self-interest. Do not favor yourself by pretending to cater to publicity. Do not contrast others' shortcomings to your advantages. Do not envy others' advantages over your shortcomings. Do not use power and authority to bully orphans and widows. Do not willfully kill animals to satisfy your taste. Do not block individuals' opinions because of group doubts. Do not reject others' advice because of your own stubbornness. Do not heed only one side in case you are deceived by the wicked. Do not be wayward and driven by anger. 781. Good fortunes cannot be invited intentionally. Maintaining a happy mood is the right way to invite them. Disasters cannot be shunned by flukes. Discarding hatred and grudges from one's mind is the correct way. 782. Gaining and consuming too much brews disaster. Abnormal acts forebode misfortune. 783. The faithful never yearn for blessings, but heaven guides them to attain them unintentionally. The insidious rack their brains to avoid calamities studiously, but heaven deprives them of their spirit and strength to meet disaster as they attempt to escape. 784. If you have done nothing to trouble your conscience, then you should not fear late-night knocks on your door. Nothing can be concealed, for gods are watching from just above your head. 785. Those who do not want misfortunes in their lives should ensure that nothing amiss lurks in their darkest closets. Live in silt but remain unstained. Know about scheming but never scheme. 786. The beauty of all things is the masterwork of the greatest Creator, from which we can feel His love. 787. Merits and mistakes do not offset each other. Undoubtedly, one needs to pay for their wrongdoings regardless of their great merits. 788. Behaving in a well-educated, self-cultivated, and self-restrained way is a compulsory course throughout one's life. 789. Cosmic geometry tells us that the world in which we live is not Euclidean. That is, the circles of Euclidean geometry are no longer circles and parallel lines may eventually intersect or diverge. The sums of the three inner angles of triangles are not 180°. Therefore, you should never negate any ideology which you take as unnatural or unreasonable based on your personal experience. Different mental realms lead to different understandings. 790. The wave-particle duality teaches us that the nature of things or the way that they move depends on the observer's consciousness and that different consciousnesses create different realities. It can be concluded that heaven and hell must exist just as rich and poor people do, from which we know that these 800 values for new era human beings will bring peace and happiness to everyone. 791. Superstring theory seems to bridge the incompatible gap between general relativity and quantum theory by arguing that strings do not move in normal three-dimensional space, but rather in higher dimensions of space which we cannot imagine. Our past concepts about space were wrong. It is not limited to 3 dimensions, but could have as many as 10, or even 26 of them. Paradoxes and contradictions always reconcile themselves in certain ways eventually, but we can never reconcile them unless we improve our understanding and do not cling to theories of so-called absolute truth. 792. The universe is a hologram, and humans and the universe are one. The vibration of a butterfly's wings in Alaska can eventually lead to a storm in the Cape of Good Hope, so no one should ignore their own little efforts. Someone's small cough might also cause heaven to shake. 793. Why are scientists unable to establish a unified field theory? Because they only recognize four forces: the weak force, the strong force, gravity, and magnetism, but not the other four forces. The structural force, the force attracted by the structure of a material or a non-material, the repulsive force, the conscious force, and the spiritual force. This shows that science and religion both have blind spots and that the only way to see them is through holographic theory. 794. When your toe steps onto a thorn, your brain should sense it instantly. If it does not, that is not because there is no thorn, but rather because your brain is either too dull, too slow, or is malfunctioning. The world is about to change greatly, and sensitive brains have already sensed this. If yours has not, then you must change your thinking and reposition your outlook on life, your sense of values, your worldview, and your understanding and awareness of life. 795. When you believe that you are right, then you are already wrong. 796. There are 8 ways in the mortal world. The way of the greatest creator, the way of gods, the way of Buddhas, the way of celestial beings, the way of humans, the way of animals and plants, the way of ghosts, the way of devils. 797. Without ending your worldly ties, you will have to reincarnate, come back. Without paying off your debts, you will have to return. 798. If you are confused and unable to find answers from humanity's historical experiences and accumulated knowledge, then read The Book Without Words. 799. It is said that the Koryoff truth is in one sentence, while falseness is spread over millions of books. Actually, one sentence is too long. The Koryoff truth is only one word: nature. Note, here nature means the characteristics of life's non-material structures. 800. These 800 values for new era humans are an open system. Time and space change ceaselessly, new thoughts, new ideas, and new methods emerge endlessly, and these 800 values are subject to constant updating and perfection. This is the third revision. With the developments of the times, that which should be added will be, and that which should be deleted will be. We shall never follow the beaten track and the old routine or stick to obsolete ideas stubbornly, and we shall never impose limitations. While Deiform Buddha is in the human world, he will take charge to add and delete. When Deiform Buddha passes away, saints in the world will take charge and continue to do so. No one else may add to it or delete from it because that could compromise its nature of holographic order. End.